Steph thought I was broken. I'm not broken. I gotta get some water. I took my nails off. I'm gonna put some more back on soon. Thirsty. How are you guys? Hey, Morgana and Steph. Hello. How are you guys? What have you been doing since we last spoke? What have you been doing? I'm over here scrolling through my YouTube feed. The world has gone mad. Ooh, I'm going to have to watch that. It says 7 hours ago on Court TV, it says inmate who attacked Scott Peterson speaks out. Closing arguments with Vinnie Politan. Closing arguments with Vinnie Politan. Ooh, they're on verdict watch. They are on verdict watch, you guys, on that trial we're watching. Holy crap. The trial that we have been watching on the members only, they are already on freaking verdict watch. Oh my God. Stop it. No. That's what happens whenever you stream a day or two behind. Wait, what, Steph? Steph says, yeah, I saw you ended it like 10 minutes after I saw it. Steph, we're behind. We're behind a couple of days on that trial. So today is like day 6 and we're on day 5. We finally got caught up. But yeah, we didn't start it on time. We started it a couple days late. Actually. Yeah, they're on verdict watch, yo. Jury is now deliberating. Wow. Sorry, I'm over here reading through the comments on there. Oh well, I don't know. But we are going to talk about Bryan Kohberger because that's what you guys voted for tonight. No, there's no way, Steph. We're a whole day behind, yeah. There's no way I could have got caught up. Because we already streamed day 4 and day 5 today. Day 4 was only like an hour and a half long, though. So we were able to scooch on into day 5. But I knew that we wouldn't be able to. Well, I didn't know how much longer was going to be before they got to their closing arguments. I didn't know if it was like coming up quick or what. And then I saw the state rested and I was like, well, maybe it'll be sooner than we thought. But I'm eager for Lori Vallow. And I don't know what we'll do because Karen Reed's trial and Lori Vallow's is going to be going on at the same time. What will we ever do? What will we do? You voted 172 times. Okay, Margaret. Your voting privileges were revoked. No more voting for you. Steph says, I've watched like nothing on Conehead for the past 7 months, so I have no idea what we actually know. But I told some of y'all I would try to be here for the night stream. Yay. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're here. Saw something about Karen Reed having a whole Balloon Knot documentary following her around. Well, probably, yeah. Do they not think about us? How are we supposed to be two places at once? I know, Patricia. I know. I know. They're so rude. So inconsiderate of of our time here at the Crime Cafe. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on, let me fix that part there. Super inconsiderate of our time, right? Mm. Super inconsiderate. All right. So, Kohberger documents. A lot of the stuff that dropped over the last couple of days was like orders from the judge based on the different motions. And they're just like little one page, the court hereby, this, that, and the third. So, I still have the other documents that I wanted to go through about the car. And they don't call it third-party culprit. What do they call it? What do they call it? Let me see. What was it called? Alternate perpetrator. Yeah. So, yeah. This page, though, this Idaho Judicial Branch website has all of the filings, like from the very beginning. So much stuff. Goodness gracious. So much stuff. But I'm going to run over to my email. I was just looking through this big, massive list. Man, it's huge. I'm going to go over to my email and grab the ones that I want. Ooh, did I just see movement? They've been in deliberation for 3 hours and 4 minutes and 46 seconds. Thought I saw the camera move. It is moving. It's moving. Oh my Lord, how many of you want to know the verdict? Like before we even finish? Raise your hand if you want to know what the verdict is before we even finish. Do we want to be spoiled? I don't know, Steph. It's not up to me. I mean, I want to see what the people have or what the people want. What do you guys want? That camera is moving. Let's see, this was in North Dakota. They're, an hour or 2 hours behind? I can't remember if they're on Central Time or what time zone they're in. Oh, yeah, I know, Steph. Yeah, But I mean, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to anybody. Morgana's got her hand raised. But I mean, mm, you know, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Kel said, I want to know the verdict, but then I don't necessarily need to see the rest of the trial. Yes, over an alarm clock, allegedly. An alarm clock. I don't know. I don't know. I do not know. Like, what in the world is wrong with people? What is wrong with people? Who just murders somebody over an alarm clock going off? She gets mad and she's like, how dare you be so inconsiderate and don't turn your alarm clock off? And then I have to sit here and listen to it and can't go in there in your room and turn it off and blah, 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 blah. I mean, really? Kel's driving home from work. Drive safe, ma'am. Please drive safe. Bananas. Don't talk bad about bananas, said Morgana. She's saying she would have massacred me in my 18 alarms. I know, right? Because I'm literally one of those that does the like every 15-minute alarm on my phone. I have like, if I have to get up at 8, I set my alarm clock for like 6. 6, 6:15, 6:30, 6:45, 7, 7:15, 7:30, 7:40. I mean, I'm one of those. I'll have 50 alarms set just to make sure I get up. Cause I'm, yeah, that would be me. Hey, Gina, good to see you. Hello, good evening. Um, all that to say that all the alarms, I don't make it all the way through them, right? Like I'll go through one or two alarms, and then I'm like, okay, 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 I'm getting up, and then I don't need all the other alarms, but I still do it just in case. This camera keeps moving, you guys. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'll keep it on. Um, and oh my goodness. It looks like the only person that testifies on day 6 is the same dude that ended on the stand today. The same defense witness um, that was that we just ended with on day 5, you know. He's the only one on the stand the entire time, looks like. And then they do closing arguments. So he's on the stand basically the entire day between the defense working his magic and then the prosecution doing their cross examination. So um, I'll say that. Margaret said I was voting 20 more times. I wasn't listening. God, stop it, Jenny. Mm, there is. I mean, they're on verdict watch, but I don't know that there's a verdict yet. Kel said I have alarms to wake up, but also to make sure I'm on track for leaving on time. Oh my goodness, that's cute. Hey Sherry, how was your book club, ma'am? How was book club? Sherry, listen to this. Oh, wait. Kathy Russin says it's 6:17 p.m. local time, so they're an hour behind us. The judge did not give them a stopping time. Okay. So it's only a quarter after 6 for them. But Sherry, the trial we're watching, the roommate stabby one, they're already in verdict watch. Because we were like a couple of days behind. But we got caught up. I think we finished day 5 today. And then day 6 is where they're currently at. But they're on verdict watch and have been for the last 3 hours and 12 minutes. And I need to know if you guys that have been watching this with me over on Members Only want to see the verdict without having watched the trial, the rest of it, I need to see hands if y'all want to see that. Oh my God, Steph. Putting your psoriasis cream on. I hate whenever I take my nails off and they've grown a bunch and they're all like jaggedy on the ends, because that's when I start like picking at them and like peeling them, and I hate it. I use a nail file, but it still doesn't work. So I have to hurry up and get more nails put on, or I'll have these tore all to pieces. My real ones. Margaret says, Steph, not now, please. Hold on, I gotta get my file. I can't stand it. Ugh, I hate it. Yeah, beaver is a rodent. But in the context that you all use, it is not a rodent. Just saying. Hey, Miss King. Yeah. Is it slang for anything? Are you keeping it demure? Are you capping? Lying? Margaret says, can we vote on skipping straight to the verdict? Gail said, I'm okay to go straight to the verdict, but if anyone wants to wait, I'm okay for that also. Miss King, what do you think? Miss King says Miss King is late. Miss King, they're on verdict watch, ma'am, for the trial we're watching on Members Only. They're on verdict watch. And have been for 3 hours and 15 minutes. I know for people watching the replay of this video, you're like, you've spent 22 minutes speaking about nothing concerning Bryan Kohberger, but just skip to my Lou if you get this far and you're like, oh my God, can we just get to Bryan Kohberger? Sherry says she's okay for the verdict. Miss King, now they're over here talking about female body parts. Female body parts. They lovingly call the beaver. They're bringing it all the way. Kill me. They kill me. Margaret said, I'm the moderator of the moderators, and I will roll over onto this phone if necessary. Oh, Steph and Sherry and you, Morgana. Oh, yay. Miss King says I was cheating and watched the rest on 1.75 speed so we can skip to the verdict. Okay. Because I was concerned. I was concerned about a lot of viewings that have been watching it, but I was highly concerned about Patricia and Miss King. Because I know Miss King was like, you know, heavily invested in it. I know some of the others of you were too, but I was, I didn't want Miss King to be upset. Ooh, Steph, no. Oh my God. Margaret says, stop. This is why we absolutely, um, this is why we absolutely have missed, uh, Steph. Steph has been timed out, says Margaret. Oh, Patricia's like, LOL, mother. Gina said, Morgana, unbelievably, I was reading a book today. I am Pilgrim. And they called a Speedo a banana hammock. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, Morgana's is a porcupine because what are we doing? Why are we even Morgana, can I tell the story of why you just called yours a porcupine? Margaret said the whole chat is in timeout. So, okay. When Morgana had her recent surgery, um, down in the nether regions, they shaved her, which they commonly usually do. But Morgana didn't know until she was allowed to shower after a day or two of her surgery. And she's like, oh my God. They took a little off the top, right? They took the hair off her um little, furry animal that you guys like to call the beaver. Anyway. Margaret's like, I ain't fooling with y'all no more. Y'all done it, and I'm done. She says, I'm gonna get going. I'll be in the car. Love you. She's so over it. She's done. They took it all off, not just a little. So now Morgana's all pokey. She's a porcupine, she said now. Or she has a porcupine. Okay. Patricia says, did they charge extra for that, Morgana? Morgana said it was like the day I was born. Oh my God. Oh my Lord, y'all. Okay. All right. So everybody's good with seeing the verdict if we get a verdict tonight in the next hour and a half ish. So in the meantime, I have the volume up. If they come back, um, then we'll hop over and watch it real quick. If not, then hold on a second. Y'all, these children, they wear me out. Um, show me the verdict, right? So I'll have that playing. Um, and let me put it on my phone. That way I can watch it on my phone. Um, hold on a second. Law and crime. All right, so I have my phone on. The volume is. Oh, camera really bounced hard just then. How do they do that? And I mean, every time the camera moves, I'm like, oh. Kathy Russin said no cutoff time. The judge didn't give a cutoff time. So, I don't know. All right, I'm going to put my phone up here so I can see it really good. And then I'm going to go over here and find the. I was going to go to my email, wasn't I? Yes, until I got super sidetracked. Let me go to my email and find all the ones I sent myself. Here we go. All right, this is the car one. Let me open this one up. Daggone, 51 pages? What the crap? That's a big document. This one has a map and stuff. It might take us a while. I mean, not we won't be able to finish this today, but we can sure talk about it. Let me move it over here so you guys can see it. La 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 la. Hmm. Steph, actually, that I like that comment. Steph said, "Have you heard any of the SS calls disturbing and disgusting?" So, I've heard parts of a couple of them, and that was actually one of the things that I had in the poll today. Um, was so that I could, you know, so that we could, you know, discuss. I had mentioned the Charles Vallow stuff because Lori's trial is coming up, and then I mentioned Stephen Stern's The New Jailhouse Phone Calls, and then Bryan Kohberger. And Bryan Kohberger won the poll for tonight. So, but I do want to go over those phone calls. There's quite a few, and I haven't heard all of them, but I've heard a few. And I'm really interested to get to them. Oh, thank you, Miss King. You voted for the calls, but I'll wait. Okay. How about we do calls tomorrow? Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Or wait a minute. Wait. Well, I'll have to think about that. Hold on. Steph says, I'm side-eyeing his mom so hard. I can't understand being so oblivious and in denial. Some of the stuff said by Deb. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Well, we already know that, um, oh gosh, my hair, I need to comb through it. It's like getting, ouch. Uh, knotted up. We already know that Deb saw issues before Maddie died because she didn't like the idea of them sleeping in. His mama knew that they were sleeping in the same bed, and she didn't like it, and she told. So, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're in 15-minute increments. Well, you think about it because um, that's usually how much time they get. I mean, they have to they only get so much time for each phone call. Um, right? Deb's saying that God must have known it was her time to go before things got even worse in that house. You know whose time it was for them to go? His. Just a good one to pivot with here and there, yeah. I don't know. But anyway, um I'm going to share the screen here and we're going to get on into this. Let me hit the present button real quick. Share. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum. All right. Here we go. Make it big for y'all. Okay. I'm just going to start reading, and then when we get to the maps, we'll talk about things, okay? But I'm going to move my phone over here so I can see it. Right there. That will work. Okay. Let's see. I need to make this a little less big. There we go. Let me see what it looks like. If I do one even smaller. Okay, that helps my eyes because the bigger it was is like, whew. All right, comes now the state of Idaho by and through the Latah County prosecuting attorney. and hereby responds to the defendant's motion in limine number 12, the make and model of the suspect vehicle. On November 13th, 2022, Moscow Police Department responded to 1122 King Road. Pain affiant usually is what that attached as States Exhibit S1. Investigators found 4 deceased individuals who died from apparent stab wounds. Investigators canvassed the crime scene area for surveillance footage to identify the person responsible for the homicides. A surviving roommate, Dylan Mortensen, reported to law enforcement she was woken up around 4 a.m. by noises. Investigators were able to obtain surveillance footage from 1112 King Road, a residence immediately to the northwest of the crime scene. That surveillance picked up audio of voices or a whimper followed by a loud thud. In addition, a dog can be heard barking starting at 4:17 a.m. Dylan reported around this time she saw an unknown male in the residence walking towards the rear exit of the residence. The 1112 King Road video shows a white sedan entering the crime scene area at 4:04 a.m. This would have been literally like right after the Uber or DoorDash driver leaves. The same white sedan is seen departing the crime scene area at 4:20 at a high rate of speed. So there you go. You see it entering the crime scene at 4:04, and at 4:20 it's gone. So that's literally 15 minutes. Based on this information, investigators focused on identifying the make and model of the white sedan seen on 1112 King Road surveillance. The suspect vehicle is seen on the 1112 King Road surveillance prior to the homicides. Suspect vehicle makes 3 initial passes by the crime scene before entering a 4th and final time at 3:30, 3:33, 3:38, 3:40, 3:56, and 3:58 a.m. and then at 4:04. Good gravy. Video surveillance capturing the suspect vehicle was collected at additional places near the crime scene prior to the homicides. 1311 South Main Street, also known as Sunset Mart, which is 0.6 miles from the crime scene. It was seen there at 3:28 a.m. And then at 1125 on 1125 Ridge Road, which was 0.4 miles from the crime scene at 3:29 a.m. and 4:01 a.m. 1320 Linda Lane, which is 0.2 miles from the crime scene at 3:29. 1330 Linda Lane, and it's seen multiple times. And then at 451 Paradise Drive, at 335 and 348. FBI report of Special Agent Rob Hill, attached to States Exhibit S2, Google Maps, 5 pages attached. As States Exhibit S3, investigators were able to review those videos and determine the route of travel. Investigators provided video footage to the Federal Bureau of Investigation to determine the year, make, and model of the suspect vehicle on the 1112 King Road surveillance. Forensic examiner Anthony Imel reviewed multiple videos and still images. According to his report, the multiple submissions of media were reviewed independently and collectively to identify the questioned vehicle's make, model, and year. FBI report of this dude is attached as Exhibit S4. Of those videos, the 1125 Ridge Road video provided a clear view of the suspect vehicle. Make model chart number 3 attached as Exhibit S5. Emil was able to compare this video to the video from 1112 King Road. This video was captured at 4:01 a.m., approximately 3 minutes prior to the suspect vehicle entering the crime scene at 4:04 a.m. The Hills report at pages 8 and 9 regarding the questioned vehicle, the vehicle on the 1112 King Road surveillance. Emil's opinion is the questioned vehicle shares similar class characteristics with the 5th generation Hyundai Elantra between 2014 and 2016. The similar class characteristics include, but are not limited to, the overall body style, window configuration, front grille configuration, headlight shape, side trim, rear brake light, rear license plate position, and rear bumper position. The position of the rear bumper reflector and the shape of the fog lights assisted in narrowing the vehicle year span. Okay. The Emil report at pages 2 and 3. A white 2015 Hyundai Elantra was registered to the defendant at the time of the homicides. Washington vehicle registration records attached. The argument says the state's expert regarding vehicle identification, Anthony Emil, should be allowed to explain to the jury his opinion that the suspect vehicle on the 1112 King Road surveillance shares similar class characteristics to a 5th generation Hyundai Elantra between 2014 and 15. The defendant claims that the suspect vehicle was not identified from surveillance footage in the area of 1122 King Road. Defendant's motion at page 2, it says this is simply not true. As stated in Emil's report, multiple submissions of media were reviewed independently and collectively to identify the questioned vehicle's make, model, and year. Suspect vehicle was picked up on multiple occasions at least 6 separate locations, all within 0.6 miles from the crime scene, immediately preceding the crimes by less than 1 hour as indicated below. So here's the map. 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 I'm the map. Okay, hold on. Bum, 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 bum. All right, I'm going to make this bigger though. Hold on. All right, so you guys should be able to see that really good. Let me go look. Let me do one more time. Bonk. All right, yeah. So you can see the whole thing. All right, right here is this little dot is 1112 King Road. The blue. Crime scene is 1119. Are they saying this is the crime scene where the orange thing is? Sorry, I'm looking at at the I'm looking at the verdict clock. Okay, I think we're good. Um, and then this back here is Linda Lane. I'm not good with maps. I'll tell you that right now. I'm trying to. Okay, so this is Queen Road, okay? And I don't understand why they. I don't understand because this Queen Road is the road that runs right in front of the house, right? I wish these little things weren't where they're at, but it is what it is, right? Hold on, let me see what you guys are saying. I can't determine where the house is actually at because each little thing has the number on it, right? Which tells the, I'm assuming, the like street number. But these little flags are like covering stuff up. So I can't tell if this is where the crime scene happened, if this is the 1122 King Road, or if this right here is. Or if this is. I can't tell. But anyway, Linda Lane is over here. Um, I need a better map. Let me see if there's a better map. Let me go back and look to see if there's a better map. Um, okay, wait. What's this? Maybe this is what I'm looking for. Let me see if there are any others. I don't see anymore. There probably are because this is like 100 pages. It's 51 pages long. Okay, so still can't tell because they've got them covered up with this. So the 1112 King Road and then the crime scene. So I'm assuming this down here is the crime scene area. Mm. Anyway, let's go back up to this one. So Linda Lane comes up behind there. The university, I think, is like over that way. Yeah. Okay. So 3:30 a.m., 3:33, 3:38, 3:40, 3:56. He goes up and down this. He's seen that many times just on this road, going back and forth, right? And then he's seen on camera these times on Linda Lane. He's seen on this one, Ridge Road, at 3:29 and 4:01. And then the Sunset Mart is over here. He was seen at 3:28. Hold on a minute. I wondered if that was it. But why does it say? Is that it? Sorry, Steph is sending me. Steph is sending me. But see, if you look on this one, it don't show it. Let me go down through here. Sorry if I'm making anybody sick. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Another map. So, this says 1112, but why does it say 1118 right there? You know? I don't know. Linda Lane. So Linda Lane is for sure then, because we were talking about that earlier. If Linda Lane, was that yesterday we were talking about it? Linda Lane, is that the lane that literally runs back behind um the house where you can where I suspected that he parked when he went down the hill right behind the house and into that back door? Because that's what I envision is that Linda Lane. And then there's some Linda Lane footage that people have talked about a lot too. And I'm always like, ooh. Thank you, Steph. I got it. The bouncing QB. The red plot point goes with red, orange goes with orange, blue with the blue. Yeah, but I think it's where he had parked and chilled at. Yeah, I do too. I think he parked there. Hmm. So, anyway, that Linda Lane comes right back through here, and all these different times there was a I want to find it. Um um Videos capture footage in the middle of the night from approximately 3:35 to 4:07 when there is light vehicle traffic. especially in Moscow, because, like they said, at that time of the night, there's not much traffic out. Um, from the review of the surveillance videos, investigators were able to determine the suspect's vehicle path of travel based on the witness direction of travel associated with the timestamps. From the review of the 1125 Ridge Road video, which admittedly provides the best view of the suspect vehicle, investigators were able to determine that the suspect vehicle shared similar class characteristics to the fifth generation Hyundai Elantra. The video was taken at 4:01, approximately zero point 0.3 miles from the scene. Confirmed the suspect's path of travel as follows. So starts here, comes around Ridge Road, and then down King Road, and then on Queens Road. And then he bounces back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Takes approximately 3 minutes to travel from 1125 Ridge Road to 1112 King Road. A logical application means the vehicle with characteristics of a fifth generation Hyundai Elantra is the same vehicle on the 1112 King Road camera at 4:04. This same line of reasoning can be applied to other surveillance videos. The state should be able to introduce all the video surveillance surrounding the crime scene preceding the homicides. The state's experts should be able to opine based on his analysis and the surrounding circumstances that the surveillance is picking up. The same suspect vehicle. Hold on a second, you guys. I got a Walmart substitution. Got to check this out real quick. Hold on. I want to make sure that I'm not getting something I don't want. Gotta love those Walmart substitutions, right? Let's go see what they're trying to substitute. Ja, 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 ja. What in the world? Well, that's fine. And that one's fine. Okay. I'm fine with those. Okay, okay. Hopefully everything else is okay. All right. Taco sauce and juice. They had to substitute. Lord have mercy. And make sure there's nothing going on over here in the trial. Okay. Let me see. Steph says, yeah, and it ran along the side and back side of the house, and he looked to park on the other side of Linda Lane. I don't know why they didn't break it down and repost the map with each of the colors shown on a separate map. Well, they could have done it a little bit better, but I don't like that they covered up the buildings with the little map or the little whatever those color boxes are. I didn't like that because then you can't really. It couldn't tell. But another thing that gets on my nerves is that that road is a King Road address, but they live on Queen Road. King Road goes this way, and Queen Road goes this way, and they live on the road that goes this way. It's a mess. Yay, my Walmart order is out for delivery. Thank you. All right. Patricia said he just happened to be driving around there around the time of the murders, and he just happens to have a white Elantra, and his DNA just happens to be on a knife sheath found at the scene. Right? Exactly. Exactly. And he just happened to not have a front license plate, but got one right after. And he just happens to be a huge germaphobe, phobe, God, and was throwing his trash away in the neighbor's trash can. Yeah, at like 3 in the morning when the police show up. Uh, well, Steph, the reason they're bringing up the whole autism thing is to get him off the death penalty. They're trying to get him off the death penalty, or take that off the table anyway. And so they're trying to say that they're violating his rights with the death penalty because he has autism. Patricia said, watching him, he is asking everyone to believe. And a lot of coinkydinks, right? They made it too crowded. They should have done overlays of each color. Yeah, that would have been helpful. The city planner that approved the addressing there sucks. He does suck, whoever it is, because they don't live on Queen Road. Or, I mean, they don't live on King Road. They live on Queen Road. Anyway. Because they know he's going to be found guilty, they'll likely bring it up during trial to try to excuse his behavior, too. Well, I'm sure that they will. But, yeah, that's one of the motions they keep going back and forth over is the whole autism thing. You know? And who was it? Someone said in the chat the other day, they were like, well, you can make any doctor say just about anything. You know? Do you go in with the right amount of side or symptoms or whatever? Yeah. But I don't think that they're going to get him off of the. I don't think that the death penalty is going to be dropped. Mm-mm. I don't think so. I would be shocked. Let's get back here and see. I'm watching the verdict stream too. All right. I'm sorry I keep yawning. Oh my God, it's horrible. There does not need to be continuous footage for this evidence to be admissible, it says. Defendant argues there's no continuous footage linking the vehicle at the 1112 King Road footage and that from the Ridge Road. Defendant's motion at page 3 says the defendant's argument appears to suggest that because every single business and residence surrounding the crime scene did not have video surveillance, the state should be precluded from introducing this evidence. This is illogical. As argued above, the state should be able to introduce all captured video surveillance surrounding the crime scene preceding the homicides. The state's expert should be able to opine based on his analysis and the surrounding circumstances that the surveillance is picking up the same suspect vehicle. This opinion would not be speculative as argued, but instead based on logical, educated inferences from review of the surveillance videos, including observed traffic flow, direction of travel, and timestamps. And what are you going to try to say that there's all of the sudden like 10 different white Hyundai Elantras just zipping around the neighborhood all at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning? And they're not all the same one? Really? As the court has seen in the defendant's other filings, the defendant tends to label bad evidence for the defendant as irrelevant and asks this court to prohibit the state from introducing it. That is not the rule. Under Idaho Rule of Evidence 401, evidence is relevant if it has the tendency to make a fact more or less probable than it would be without the evidence, and the fact is of consequence in determining the action. This evidence is clearly relevant as the defendant owned a 2015 white Hyundai Elantra at the time of the homicides. Defendant argues pursuant to this relevant evidence should be excluded. The defendant fails to show how this evidence is unfair, confusing, misleading, would cause delay, waste time, or would be cumulative, much less that the evidence probative value is substantially outweighed by such. While this evidence is prejudicial, again, they say this. I love that it always says this. In parentheses, relevant evidence tends to be, it is not unfair. The state anticipates Mr. Immel will testify in accordance with his expert opinion at trial. The state anticipates other state witnesses will refer to the vehicle identified on surveillance footage as a white sedan or like language. The jury, the fact finder, should be able to hear Mr. Immel's opinion regarding the make and model of the suspect vehicle, weigh this information with other testimony or evidence admitted, including the area video surveillance, Special Agent Hill's testimony, as well as what is offered by the defendant. Then decide if they believe the vehicle on the 1112 King Road and other surveillance footage is a 2014-2015 Hyundai Elantra. They will then use this information to ultimately determine if this same vehicle was the defendant's. As what Patricia said, you got the Hyundai Elantra on all these different surveillance videos, circling the neighborhood, basically stalking, in my opinion. Waiting for the perfect time, Trying to build up that courage, buddy. Trying to build up that courage. Gas himself up. Verdict clock has hit 4 hours. Yeah. 4:04:34. 4 hours, 4 minutes, and 40 seconds. I don't think he's low intelligence and low functioning whatsoever either. No. I do believe he probably has some like OCD, socially awkward, something. But there's not a person on this planet that you can't find some sort of syndrome or something for, especially when it comes to mental health. Psychotic mostly, right? Sheesh. Yay, Margaret's home. Margaret's home. I keep checking. I'm not seeing nothing. But it's 7:15 on their time. So, In conclusion, the state respectfully requests blah, blah, blah to defy the defendant's motion and rule that the state's expert, Anthony Emmel, is allowed to testify. Okay. So they've got this, the affidavit, which we've read through before. Not all the way. We didn't get all the way through it the other day, but here's where it's showing some more. Let me scroll through and see. Here's possible route based off cellular device location. But those are so far down, they're not like... This is when he's in... Yeah, this is not... That's closer to his, where he's coming from. This is the FBI. It says, through the course of this investigation, investigators performed an extensive canvass of Moscow, Idaho, and the surrounding areas to include Pullman, Washington, Clarkston, Washington, and Lewiston, Idaho, for video surveillance which may have been relevant to this investigation. Surveillance which was collected was reviewed by Special Agent Hill in conjunction with other investigative leads in an attempt to identify and locate a suspect and or suspect vehicle. Through the surveillance review and a review of other investigative leads, a suspect vehicle identified as 2011 to 2016 white Hyundai Elantra. Additionally, a subject was identified as Bryan Kohberger. The following is intended to be a summary of the collected surveillance footage, highlighting pertinent sightings which appear to show vehicles matching the description of Vehicle 1 or sightings of individuals matching the description of Kohberger on November 13th, 2023. That should have said 2020. Was it 2023? It's 2022, wasn't it? Is that a typo? Below noted camera locations were checked for their timestamp accuracy as compared to actual current time. The following time accuracy was found for each location. So this is just telling you that each different one, whether that particular camera is on accurate to local time or if it's like behind or ahead. Like this one here says in Pullman, camera time approximately 7 seconds behind local time. Then another one down here says camera time approximately 1 minute behind local time. So that's just sort of a summary. Here, sightings in the Moscow. This is what I saw the other day. 3:26 a.m. November 13th. A vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 is seen driving westbound on Indian Hills Drive. And then at 3:26:35, which is 25 seconds later, the headlights of a vehicle are seen traveling westbound on Indian Hills Drive. So they're just giving a summary of each individual vehicle in like chronological order, it looks like. so you can see his route. When you do it that way, then you can see the route, where they're going and coming from, how many times he made passes through. Very cool. See here at 3:30, he's just kind of 3:30 in the morning, a whole half an hour before he goes into that house. It says a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen traveling southbound on King Road, turning east onto Queen Road, which is the road they live on, right? He passes by there umpteen times. 3:30 and 55 seconds, a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 travels east along the north side of 500 Queen Road. The vehicle turns south along the east side of the building, then turns west along the south side of the building. The vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 exits the frame, traveling west in the direction of 1122 King Road. God. And that was that was the surveillance from 1330 Linda Lane. Let's go down here. I want to go down here to and see 3:39. So 9 minutes later, same area, same place. Vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 travels east on Queen Road along the north side of 500 Queen Road, turns south along the east side of the building, then turns west along the south side of the building. Vehicle matching the description exits the frame traveling west in the direction of the victim's residence. Just, that's creepy. That's creepy. Steph, the murder actually was in 2022. It was November 13th of 2022. So the date they had on there was 2023. I think that was a typo. Now let's get closer to the 4 o'clock hour. Because he's just driving. He's just driving. Getting up that, getting up the nerve. Hyping himself up. All right. At 4 a.m., let me see here. 4 a.m. I'm trying to keep an eye on this verdict watch too. 4 a.m. Summary headlights are seen traveling north on the Walenta Drive behind 1119 King Road. 4:01, a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 travels south, then east on Louder Avenue. 4:01, vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 turns from eastbound Louder Avenue onto southbound Ridge Road. 4:04, didn't they say it took about 3 minutes to get from that area to the crime scene? What I read earlier a few minutes ago, it said something about 3 minutes. Headlights are seen traveling north on Walenta Drive behind 1119 King Road at 4:04 and 20 seconds, and then at 4:04 and 56 seconds, a vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 travels south on King Road and turns east onto Queen Road. Oof. 4:05 a.m., a vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 pulls partially into east side parking lot of the 500 Queen Road apartment buildings from the north side of the buildings moving east. The vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 then completes a 3-point turn and returns westbound along the north side of the apartment buildings. At 4:06 and 9 seconds, headlights are visible in a window reflection, as well as on the exterior of 1119 King Road, indicating the vehicle is facing west on Queen Road. The lights appear to move slowly, indicating the vehicle is descending the hill while passing by the front of the victim's residence, going the opposite direction. Because the 1112 King Road up here at the top, sorry, I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see. This is where the surveillance video footage is from, right? And it's saying that it saw a window reflection. This is what freaks me out. So, that same surveillance camera at 4:06:31 catches a vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 travels west on Queen Road, performs a U-turn at the intersection with King Road, down there on the end, and then travels back east on Queen Road. At 4:07 and 28 seconds, a vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 travels east. Now, this is from the Linda Lane camera. A vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 travels east along the north side of 500 Queen Road. The vehicle turns south along the east side of the building, then turns west along the south side of the building. The vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 exits the frame traveling west in the direction of the vehicle's residence. 4:07:47 a.m. Headlights of a vehicle turning north onto Queen Road briefly shine on exterior of 1127 King Road. There is no subsequent vehicle activity captured for approximately 13 minutes after these headlights are seen. So at 4:07:47, at 4:07 a.m., that's when he exits his vehicle and goes into the house. Now, there's no other surveillance footage until 4:20. So that is 13 minutes. Exactly, because they're both at 47 seconds. Folks. Before the murders, 4:07 a.m. and 47 seconds. And then exactly 13 minutes later, at 4:20 and 47 seconds, it says here, from that King Road surveillance, a vehicle matching the description of Vehicle 1 travels westbound on Queen Road at a high rate of speed, turning north onto King Road, which is meaning he's heading out of town. Headlights can be seen shining on trees to the west of the intersection of King Road and Taylor Avenue. indicating the vehicle turned west onto Taylor Avenue. 421, headlights are seen traveling south on Walenta Drive behind 1119 King Road. And then that's it. There's no more surveillance until 5:26 a.m. when it says a vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen traveling northbound on Johnson Avenue. And look where that camera is. Pullman, Washington. There you go. And then the rest of this talks you on all the way through. All these different cameras. Catches him 5:25 a.m. Bishop Boulevard, which is, in the same area. 526. Pullman, Washington. 528, 529, 529. Let's see, 5:30. A vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is northbound on Northeast Stadium Way, then turns eastbound onto Northeast Orchard Drive. Now, I don't know if that's near where his residence is or was, but at 9:12 a.m., vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen traveling southbound on Highway 95. You know what? Wait a minute. I'm trying to think. What time was it that they said that picture was of him taking a shower, had gotten out of the wet hair, and he looked like he'd been cleaned up? Can't remember if they said that photo was posted or sent somewhere at 10:30 a.m. or if it was. Hey, Melinda. Sorry, I'm just sitting over here talking to myself. When that is, when he does go back, Miss King, yeah. But I'm trying to remember what time he took that photo of himself. Where he's in the white shirt that we just talked about the other day. Because they said that had happened just a few short hours after the actual murders. But I can't remember if they said he had posted that photo somewhere at a certain time or if his phone metadata shows that he took that picture at 10 something in the morning on the 13th or 14th. Well, it would have been the 13th. Let me see. 12:34. Individual matching the description of Kohberger enters the main entrance to Costco. The individual appears to approach the front door from the northeast portion of the parking lot. And then it says he appears to be denied entry into Costco and leaves out the entrance and returns to the northeast section of the parking lot. 12:37, a few minutes later, vehicle matching the description of vehicle 1 is seen traveling westbound through the Costco parking lot. Vehicle matching the description merges onto 5th Street northbound and immediately turns onto Port Drive towards Walmart. 12:42, vehicle travels westbound on Port Drive, turning north into the Kate's Cup of Joe drive-through lane. I've heard about that, about him being there. 12:42, performs a U-turn into the U.S. Chef store parking lot and slowly moves south through the lot. 12:43, vehicle continues south through the U.S. Chef store parking lot until it leaves the frame. Hold on. They're on a different screen now on the what's going on. It says let me see. People are saying the jury went home, but I don't know if that's true or not. Let me wait until we get something from because the clock is still going. So okay, Kathy Russin did just say jury has gone home, returning tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central. Okay. So jury's going home. We ain't getting no verdict tonight. All right. Okay, let's see. Where were we at? At 12:43, the vehicle continues south through the U.S. Chef store parking lot until it leaves the frame. Appears to turn east onto Port Drive as it drives away. 12:46, it's seen traveling east through the Albertsons parking lot, eventually parking in the upper left corner of the screen behind a pickup truck. 12:48, an individual matching the description of Kohberger walks from the area where the above-mentioned vehicle parked toward the east entrance to Albertsons. 12:49, Kohberger is seen entering Albertsons. And then about 7 minutes later, it says an individual matching the description of Kohberger is seen checking out at the self-checkout at Albertsons. And then he leaves the store, goes back to the vehicle, and then at 1:04 p.m., the vehicle matching leaves the parking lot. Through the course of this video review, clips showing vehicles matching the description were seen on the WSU surveillance cameras located along Stadium Way in Pullman, Washington, were collected from the live camera system by S.A. Hill. These clips were turned over to the Moscow Police Department for storage. Okay, so here's a big map. Okay. Keep showing this back and forth that he's going around here, around the house. Oh, can't wait to see all this come out, man. this says this report will only cover the following items: 7 MP4 video files, balcony video depicting question vehicle, 5 MP4 videos, and 2 WMV videos depicting question vehicle. Okay. Oh, there's the Hyundai. I wish these weren't sideways. So these are the views. These are like, you know, model shots, and then these are his. Third brake light, lower window. It's hard to see. Wow. So much good, juicy information in these documents, ma'am. But yeah, he does go back, Miss King. He does go back. But, you know, that's probably not listed here in the surveillance, but they might make mention of that in another document to show that he comes back. I'm not sure. Yes, that's a good point. That's a really good point. Patricia was saying the girls were lucky he could have tried to come back when he realized he lost the knife case, because the girls still had not called 911 at that time, right? Yeah. How dumb would it have been for him to... I wonder how far he got before he realized, oh crap, where is it? Where is that sheath? I mean, he didn't notice right away, or he would have, I mean, if he would have barely made it out of town, dude would have went back and got that, right? He totally would have went back. So I wonder if he like made it all the way home before he realized, or made it to wherever he went for, you know, the big long drive he took out towards some lake where I feel like he threw all of his evidence. Some big lake, I think. I can't remember what it was called. Um, uh, what if this was just an opportunistic killing and he was looking for other houses that could be suitable targets? I don't know. I believe he had it in for one or both of Maddie and Kaylee. That's just my thoughts. I don't know for sure, but that's my thoughts. So far, it seems that is his only mistake other than the surveillance cameras. Yeah. I would think that he would have, like, I don't know. I mean, nowadays, there's no way to really do anything and hide. You know what I'm saying? There's records. If he would have, like, rented a car, there would be record of that. If he would have borrowed a friend's car, the friend, you know, could have been like, wait a minute, they're looking for this I don't know, I'm going to say a pink Cadillac that is like strode all over the, and I'm using that as an example of said friend's car that he would have possibly rented something or not or borrowed something random, right? If somebody, you know, besides a white Elantra was mentioned as being scoped out on all these surveillance videos, if it was a red truck or something, and I let him borrow a red truck the night before and we lived that close to the area, I'd have been like, dude, you borrowed my truck. Did you kill those people? You know what I'm saying? That looks like my truck that I've been seeing on these surveillance things. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, I'm not keeping this a secret. You know what I mean? So I don't see how else he could have done it. I don't see how else he could have done it. Even if he would have parked somewhere way off and walked, the video cameras would have caught him walking, you know? So, but I wonder how far he got before he realized that he had left that sheath behind. And I wonder if he even thought, you know, did I leave it at the house or did I drop it in the yard, out in the grass? Did it like fall? Like, I wonder how many times he looked under his car seat in his car, you know, under the seat to see if he dropped it, or wonder how many times he tore that car apart looking for it that day, you know? Then all of a sudden, you hear on the news, ooh, there was a knife sheath left behind. And I bet he's like, oh, crap. Right? Poor, allegedly, Bryan. Bryan. You guys. I could talk about this case all day, every day. There are a few like this I could talk about. I could talk about this all day, every day. I could talk about Valo Daybell all day, every day. I could talk about Sebastian Rogers all day, every day. Stephen Stearns. Not so much him, but ugh. Anyway, I do want to get into those phone calls, the Stephen Stearns jail calls. And I'm thinking if they're going to have a verdict tomorrow and there's no actual trial to watch, then I might do a public live stream tomorrow instead of a members only and do the phone calls and get through some of those. I might do that. I might very well do that. I'm thinking I might do that because I really want to get into those. Of course, we can watch for the verdict, but if y'all are up for, you know, skipping past the rest of this trial, because I'm telling you what's going to happen is we're going to try to watch the rest of that trial tomorrow, which is a full day, and they're going to pop a verdict out like nobody's business probably before lunch tomorrow. So, you agree, Miss King, that it was you think it was targeted? I do too. And I really feel like whoever it is, targeted either Maddie or Kaylee or both. And I feel like Ethan and Xana were just collateral damage. Yeah, listen to the calls while we're on verdict watch. We can do that. That sounds like a plan. I'm excited for the calls. I'm really excited for the calls. So, um, oof, oof, oof. Kaylee's the one that had already moved out. Yeah, she had already moved out. The only reason Kaylee was even there is because she had gotten that new vehicle and wanted to show it to Maddie. And I think she had decided to spend the night that night with them, but she was already moved out. That's why I think she was in Maddie's bedroom. I think that's why she had spent the night in Maddie's bedroom, because I think that Kaylee's room was empty. Maybe he was after Maddie. I know that Maddie worked at the, what was the name of that place? That restaurant? I forgot what it's called. That he used to go to, allegedly. What was the name of that? If anybody remembers. Something Greek. Yeah, that's right, Gina. I can't remember. But it was something Greek. Yep, yep, yep. Um, but yeah, she worked there, and I think that it was, they had proven, I think, that he had been there before, which, I mean, that's not to say anything. But I do want to know, and I don't think that we'll know for sure until the trial, whether he was connected to any of them through social media. Because as far as I know, like, all of their social medias were like, I don't know what the right word is. Um, like frozen, or something. Mad Greek, that sounds right. Mad Greek, is that it? Let me go look. Hmm. Yeah, Mad Greek. That's it. Xana even worked there. I didn't know that. I don't know. It's awful, awful, awful. Um, but I do kind of wonder, because I've heard a lot of rumblings off and on about whether they were connected through social media or whether they weren't. Some people say they were, and then they say there's proof that they were, and then they say that there wasn't. So I don't know. I don't know what's true, but hopefully we'll get some clarification on that through during the trial, because I would love to know if there was actually any connection at all. Um, so, well, you guys, my Walmart order is here. I better skedaddle and go get that stuff put away. Um, but thank you for joining me tonight. I would love to do more deep dives on this one. I'd love to work my way all the way through these documents, but good heavens, I don't know that that's going to happen. Um, only have so many hours in the day, right? But I certainly know I would love to. Um, My lips chapped. Well, we know we're not getting a verdict tonight. That'll be tomorrow, hopefully. And then we'll do the Stephen Stearns jailhouse calls tomorrow. And I think I'm going to do those public because it's not a trial and I would have to sit here and play it. So it's not like I need to be up moving around, bouncing around for that particular stream. So, Steph says I'm supposed to be training for my promotion position, so I probably won't be on much during it. That's okay. You can watch it on the replay. I hope you do. Yay. All right, you guys, I'm going to scooch on out of here, but I will see you back tomorrow. I don't know what time I'll start, but I'll make sure to give a 30, I almost said 30%, a 30-minute pre-notification. So, yeah, it depends on what kiddo has if she has big ideas for tomorrow or not. This morning she woke up and she wanted me to make her a flag, which I did end up making that flag for her. And I made it out of a paper towel roll, like the empty cardboard tube, and a piece of paper. Yeah, so that's what we did. And she thinks it's amazing. So, yay for me. But anyway, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. I would love for you to do that. It would be ever so helpful. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow, okay? All right. Subscribe if you're new. Click that notification bell. And if you watch this on the replay later, then please put a hashtag replay down in the comments section. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was a lot of me reading and not paying attention to chat, but I'm sorry. I can't do both at the same time. I try real hard. I'll see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.